Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a lecture number 6 of kinetic theory of gases. So in today's class, we'll be again continuing with our gas laws only. So in yesterday's class, we had discussed what is Charles' law, clear, and what is Boyle's law. And in this class, we'll be starting with what do we know as Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. What do we mean by Gay-Lussac's law? Listen. In Gay-Lussac's law, mass and volume will be kept what? A constant. Come on. Mass and volume will be kept as what? Constant quantities. Now, mass and volume are constant. So what is the average pressure we had calculated in our previous class? P is equal to, that is nothing but what? 1 by 3 rho VRMS square. Yeah, 1 by 3 rho VRMS square. Now here density means what? Rho means what? Mass by volume. Clear? Just write it that P is equal to 1 by 3 M by V into VRMS square. Now mass is also constant, volume is also constant. 3 is constant. That means how P is related? P is directly proportional to VRMS square. Clear? So P is directly proportional to VRMS square means VRMS square VRMS, we know that VRMS is directly proportional to what? Temperature T. Clear? Or VRMS square is proportional to what? VRMS is proportional to root of temperature. So VRMS square will be proportional to temperature. So P is proportional to T. This is nothing but what? Gay-Lussac's law. At constant mass and constant volume, pressure of given mass of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Are you following? So Gay-Lussac's law, what it states, at constant mass as well as at constant volume, P is directly proportional to VRMS square, and we know that VRMS is proportional to root temperature. If I square it both the sides means squaring. Root T square is nothing but what? T only. It will become what? T. So in place of VRMS square, I will be substituting the value of T. Are you getting this point? Shall we go to next law? Okay. Next one we are having, what do we know as Graham's law of diffusion of gases. Graham's law of diffusion of gases. Clear? Graham's law for diffusion of gases. So now, what is this Graham's law of diffusion of gases? Listen. We know that P is equal to 1 by 3 rho VRMS square. This is nothing but average pressure exerted by gas is equal to 1 by 3 times of density and multiplied with the factor square of VRMS term. Okay, P is equal to 1 by 3 rho VRMS square. Now listen. I am going to substitute this VRMS square term now. So if I want to substitute VRMS term means what I can write, VRMS square is equal to 3 times of P divided by rho. 3 times of P divided by rho. Correct, no? 3 times of P by, 1 second. 3 times of P by rho. If I remove this square means here I am going to get what? Square root. Clear? Now, we know that this Vrms value is proportional to what? R again. Where R is nothing but a rate of diffusion of gas. How gas is diffusing with respect to time, that is nothing but what? R value. Rate of diffusion of gas. So R value is proportional to, listen, 3P whole divided by, that means 1 divided by, it is proportional to 1 divided by root of density. This is nothing but what? Come on, R is nothing but what? Where I can write a rate of diffusion of gas. This is nothing but what? A rate of diffusion of gas. Rate of diffusion of gas. So Graham's law of diffusion of gas we are going to derive. We know that P is equal to 1 by 3 rho Vrms square. Separate this Vrms term. Okay, you are going to get the root of 3P by rho. And Vrms term is proportional to R basically, where R is nothing but what? A rate of diffusion of gas. That's why in place of Vrms we are going to substitute R, so that R is proportional to 1 by root rho. Clear? Shall we go to next point? Okay. Now next one. In our previous classes, in different manner, we had discussed that how we had derived what? Ideal gas equation. Okay, with respect to Boyle's law, Charles' law, based on those all things, based on kinetic theory of gases, or using kinetic theory of gases, how we can derive ideal gas equation. Clear? Using kinetic theory of gases, how we can derive ideal gas equation. Listen, how we can derive ideal gas equation now. So we know that pressure term, okay, 1 by 3 rho Vrms square. Clear? P is equal to 1 by 3 rho Vrms square. So now what I am telling you, change this density term and write it as mass by volume. So you are going to get what? P is equal to 1 by 3 come on m by v Vrms square. This is nothing but root mean square velocity. This V stands for volume. Okay. Now bring this V this side. Okay. So we are going to get what? PV is equal to 1 by 3 m Vrms square. Clear? Okay. Now shall I erase this part? Remember this term, PV is equal to 1 by 3 m Vrms square. So what we got over there, PV is equal to 1 by 3 capital M Vrms square. Okay. Now here, m is nothing but mass of the complete system, gas system, which is nothing but a constant value. This value will be what? A constant. Okay. 3 is constant. So how PV is proportional to Vrms? PV is directly proportional to Vrms square. Vrms means what? A root T. Vrms square is nothing but what? Temperatures. Okay. Vrms is proportional to root T. That's why Vrms square will be proportional to temperature. Squaring on both the sides, square root will get cancelled. Clear? So PV is proportional to temperature T. So by this all discussion we can write it as if I remove this proportionality symbol means I can write it as PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to what? RT. Clear? Are you getting? PV is equal to what? RT. This is only for 1 mole of gas. PV value is equal to 1 time of RT. This is for 1 mole. This equation is for 1 mole. For n mole, we can write it as PV is equal to what? N times of RT. This is for, come on, n mole. Okay, this value is for what? N mole. Clear? Shall we go to next step? Okay, now. So next concept we are having, which is nothing but Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. So what is the statement of this Dalton's law of partial pressures means? Imagine that here I am having a container. Okay, here we are having gas molecules. Okay, this gas molecule is having density, let us suppose rho 1. This is having rho 2. Like that, rho 3, rho 4, rho 5. This is having a rho n, let us suppose. Okay. Then these gas molecules are not interacting with each other. That is one condition Dalton has given us. Okay. We are considering some gas molecules which are having densities rho 1, rho 2, so on up to rho n, and these molecules are not interacting with each other. Next, if I want a total pressure of this system means, okay, total pressure or resultant pressure exerted by a mixture of non-interacting gases. This molecule is not interacting with this one, this molecule is not interacting with this molecule, like that. So total pressure we can calculate in a mixture of non-interacting gases. That value, that pressure value is nothing but sum of their individual pressures. So P total, okay, total pressure is nothing but what? Sum of individual pressures means for first one, rho 1 means what is the equation we can write? Half rho 1 Vrms 1 square. Clear? Next, 1 by 3 rho 2 Vrms 2 square plus so on plus 1 by 3 rho n Vrms n square. Clear? So this is the equation we can write, and this statement has been given by Dalton. Okay. So what is the statement? Resultant pressure or total pressure in a mixture of non-interacting gases, that is nothing but, or that value is equivalent to sum of their individual pressures which they are exerting. Clear? So this is nothing but Dalton's law of partial pressures. Okay, statement is important, and if you can remember the statement means you can remember this equation also. Simple. Okay, this equation you already know, 1 by 3 rho Vrms square, just simply writing for first molecule, second molecule, second molecule. Like that for n molecules also, all the pressures if we add up means we are going to get what? A resultant pressure or total pressure. Clear? Okay, now shall I erase this? Okay. Now we are going to discuss Cp minus Cv is equal to what? R. We already know this one. Which is this relation? This relation is treated as what? A Mayer's relation, correct? No? Mayer's relation. Okay, Mayer's relation. We are going to derive this Mayer's relation now. Okay, so in theory exam also for 5 marks they will be asking this one. For 5 marks they will be asking this point. What do you mean by Mayer's relation, and derive equation for what? A Mayer's relation. Clear? Okay, shall we proceed? Okay, now imagine that here I am having a cylindrical system whose piston is fixed here, and here I am having 1 mole ideal gas. 1 mole of ideal gas we are having. Clear? Getting this point? This is a cylinder, and these walls are conducting walls. All the walls, including piston. This complete part conducting part. All the parts are what? Conducting parts. Now listen. We are going to derive Mayer's relation in 2 different aspects. Why 2 different aspects means? Here just to concentrate on this term, Cp minus Cv is equal to R. This R is nothing but gas constant. Cp means molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Cv means molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. So initially what we are going to do, first we are going for constant volume condition. Okay. So constant volume condition. So what will happen in case of constant volume condition? Listen. First of all, this is constant volume means what is the value for dq? Formula I had told you when we were discussing about thermodynamics. dq value ncv delta t or ncp delta t based on constant pressure, constant volume. Clear? So here we can write it as n. This is for constant volume means ncv dt. Clear? N is the number of moles. Here 1 mole means I am going to substitute 1 here. Okay, 1 into Cv dt. So this is nothing but what? A term for dq in case of constant volume. Clear? Now we are going for constant pressure term. In case of constant pressure, what will happen? Clear? If you want to calculate internal energy, you can calculate over here. What is the formula for change in internal energy? NCV delta T. Clear? N is 1, NCV dt. N value is 1. If you substitute 1 means it will become 1 into Cv into dt. Okay. Now, if we want to calculate work done means, okay, volume is constant, work done value will be equal to what? 0 here. Clear? Now, in case of constant pressure, what all the things will take place? In case of constant pressure, you first calculate what is the value for dq. Okay, dq value will be equal to what? Yes, dq is nothing but what? ncp delta t. ncp delta t. N value is 1, substitute 1 here. Okay. Change in internal energy. du is nothing but what? ncv dt. Okay. So you can substitute n value as 1. It will become what? Cv dt. But this is the term which we can apply for constant volume. But in this case also, what will happen? We are considering for constant pressure basically. So from du in this case, what we are getting Cv dt, that we will be considering. Okay. And next comes what? Work done formula. dW is equal to, work done is nothing but what? P into dV. Clear? P into dV. Okay. Shall I erase this part completely? What all the things we need means dq, du, dw. Clear? Remember, now we are going to use that one. Okay. Listen. What all the things we got? dq is equal to Cp dt, du is equal to Cv dt, dw is equal to pdv. Clear? Okay, so dq value we got, du value we got, dw value also we got here. From first law of thermodynamics, from first law of thermodynamics, from first law of thermodynamics, what we can write? The amount of heat supplied, dq value is equal to increase in internal energy and external work done. dq is equal to du plus dw. dq is nothing but what? Cp dt. Okay, du is nothing but what? Cv dt. Very good. Now dw is nothing but what? pdv. Clear? So now here we are having the term pdv. Listen, what is the equation for ideal gas? We have pv is equal to what? nRT. For 1 mole means we can write pv is equal to what? RT. Okay, if I differentiate this means I can write pdv is equal to rdt. So in place of pdv, I'll be writing what? Rdt. So in case of pdv, if I write rdt means next step you have to write here. After writing this term, dw is equal to pdv. Next one more step, cp dt is equal to cv dt plus rdt. So dt will get cancelled. So cp minus cv is equal to what? R. This is nothing but what? Mayer's relation. Come on. What is that? That is treated as what? Mayer's relation. So Mayer's relation is nothing but Cp minus Cv is equal to what? R, where R is nothing but gas constant. Cp, molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Cv is nothing but molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. Clear? Shall we go to next point? Okay, next one we are having, as you already know, that is nothing but what? A ratio of specific heat capacities of gas. So I had already told you in thermodynamics chapter, and I had given you one small information about there, and this thing also I had told you. In kinetic theory of gases, again we are going to discuss a ratio of specific heat capacities of gases. Basically, gamma value will be equal to what? Cp by Cv. Clear? Gamma value will be equal to what? Cp by Cv. Cp is nothing but what? Cp, molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. This is nothing but molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. Clear? And always remember Cp value is greater than Cv value. That's why gamma value will be greater than 1. And this value won't exceed up to 1.67. Maximum value is 1.67 for gamma. Clear? Maximum value is nothing but what? 1.67. Just note it down. We are going for next point. Shall I erase the board? Clear? That means why gamma value is only 1.67? Can you tell me? Gamma value 1.67. What is the meaning of that 1.67? Clear? For monoatomic gas, what will happen? For monoatomic gas, what is the value for gamma? For monoatomic gas, what is the value for gamma? Have you remembered? Have you remembered the formulae? No? Listen. Gamma is nothing but what? A Cp by Cv. Okay? No. We are calculating for monoatomic gas. Listen. Cv value is nothing but what? Fr by 2. Cp value how to calculate now? Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp is equal to R plus Fr by 2. Okay, or it can be written as what? 2R plus Fr divided by 2. 2R plus Fr divided by 2 value will get cancelled. It will become Fr. Okay, or R factor will get cancelled over here. So value we are going to get F by F is nothing but 1 plus 2 by F is nothing but what? Gamma. So for monoatomic gas, degree of freedom is 3. So in place of F, I will substitute 3. So it will become what? 3 plus 2, 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is nothing but 1.67. Okay. As atomicity increases, that means as degree of freedom value increases, gamma value will start decreasing. Clear? Because this is the ratio of 1 plus 2 by F factor. Okay, or you can tell that if F factor increases, gamma value decreases. If gamma value increases, F value will start decreases. Clear? That means for a lesser atomicity, gamma value will be maximum value. This 5 by 3 is nothing but how much? If you calculate means 5 by 3, how much you are going to get? Almost 1.666, correct now? So 1.666 means almost we can write it as what? 1.67. Okay. So this is all about today's class. Okay. Practice all the things carefully and take that derivation clearly. Mayer's relation. Okay. In next class we will be discussing what do we mean by degree of freedom. Already you know this fact. Okay. Same concepts only will run once again. And we'll be calculating Cp value, Cv value for monoatomic gas, diatomic gas, triatomic gas, those all things which are interconnected. And later this we are going to have one small derivation which is nothing but expression for mean free path. Already I had told you what do we mean by mean free path. In coming classes we will be going to do derivation of that mean free path. And this ratio of specific heat capacities of gases means gamma value equal to Cp by Cv. Molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure to molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. Okay. And practice all the formulas very correctly and prepare well for your exams. Okay. So keep studying. Thank you.